What is going on, everybody? Welcome to J-Pal Music, and today I'm talking about the Black Keys canceling their international players tour for 2024. Wanted to dive into this by starting out, of course, with an article and then a thought. So this is based on Amazon.com. Here it says that the Black Keys have quietly canceled their upcoming international players tour, which is scheduled to bring them to arenas throughout North America. The tour, announced in early April, is scheduled to kick off in September, with dates set for New York City's Madison Square Garden and Los Angeles' Kia Forum. The 31-date trek would have brought them across North America, with stops planned in Seattle, Boston, Milwaukee, before including at Detroit's Little Caesars Arena on November 12th. All dates have been marked as canceled on Ticketmaster's website. On the Black Keys website, the tour has been scrubbed, with the exception of a sole performance will still scheduled for July 6th at the NASCAR Chicago Street Race. Management and publicly for the Black Keys did not respond to Variety's request for comment. After the news broke on Saturday night that the tour had been canceled, the group posted on Instagram explaining that they had to reconfigure their tour to bring a similarly exciting and intimate experience for fans, and that tickets for the original trek would be refunded in full. It says the band wants to ensure everyone that Dan and Patrick are alive and well, reads the caption following the recent run of shows in the UK and Europe, including stops at iconic venues like the Brixton Academy and the Zenith in Paris. We have decided to make some changes to the North America leg of the International Players Tour that will enable us to offer. That's the same thing I feel like I said. Anyway, so that is a hullabaloo, if you ask me, right? The Black Keys. This is one of the bands that I have been listening to many years throughout my guitar playing days, learning guitar, etc. You know, I had a long list of players that I was really passionate about. Obviously, you know, you got the SRV, you got the Jimmies, you know, you got Jimi Hendrix, you have him, and then, you know, all the other blues cats, but also Jack White, huge fan of Jack White, and Black Keys as well. So, I mean, from Rubberneck Factory, uh, Thick Freakiness. I personally think the Big Come Up is their best album. It's just raw and just passionate. It's really like it. And True Home is really fun too. And then obviously Brothers, I feel like was their big come out album, if you will. The one where they really got exposed. Like, hey, who are these guys, the Black Keys? Oh, they've been making music for over 10 years, you know? But I feel like there's been a downpour, not a downpour, but a decline, a massive decline ever since, man. I mean, El Camino was okay. I mean, there was two songs on there that I really liked, but there hasn't been a whole lot of albums. The last three albums I haven't really cared for, to be honest with you. The last four albums I haven't really cared for, right? Especially because Ohio Players is out. Then obviously the tour's going to surround some of that music. And part of me wonders how the tickets are actually selling, or if they're selling enough tickets to really meet the tour. Obviously, this could be a number of things. This could be just some mental health stuff, as far as like, hey, not really committed for this right now. Let's just try to push it back or whatever and figure things out. But then the other side of the spectrum, to me, as far as being a fan of Black Keys, curious to see if people have been a fan of Black Keys since these last four albums. Because if they haven't, you know, I mean, it might. Some people have been turned off by their sound. I know for me, it sounded very mediocre. You know, I think that Brothers was critically acclaimed, probably their best album. Like I said before, Big Come Up. I'm a huge fan of the earlier stuff, like a traditional fan would be, right? But I feel like there's some magic kind of missing. You know, there's some magic missing between those two. Um, between them. So I'm kind of curious to see what your guys' thoughts are. You know, let me know in the comments. One, if you were originally planning on seeing the Black Keys at this tour and it got canceled. Let me know if you were a fan of them. What's your favorite album? What do you guys think this means as far as this kind of the future of the band? Do you think it's just kind of a one-off thing? Hey, this happens, you know, and they're going to be back on their feet. Are you a fan of their last four albums? Really curious, because I do like the Black Keys. I haven't really been a fan of the recent stuff. I need to listen through Ohio Players. I'm guilty. I haven't listened to that one yet. I plan to. I listened to maybe like the first two songs. I just feel like there's some magic missing between them, and that could happen, I guess, right? With someone does a bunch of albums, You know, even Attack and Release, which I think there's some really solid songs on there. Kind of slow, like not decline, but just it was one of their later really good albums. I would say if it wasn't Brothers, it was Attack and Release. I think. Um, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, Drill Pile Music. Have a good Memorial Day. Catch y'all later.